Hello, today I'll be showing you how to operate this ACX 1180H R34 Alpha. You refill the system with R34 Alpha coolant. Get it back to the beginning. This is the start. I'll just be simulating how to operate this. First off, you'll locate your high side Schrader valve and your low side Schrader valve. Inside the Schrader valves, they can be leaking sometimes. If somebody pushes them all the way in and leaves them there, they will leak. They're supposed to have a plastic cap on them to protect the Schrader valves in the holes. This one just doesn't. So we'll come over here, get our lines. Low side will have a small Schrader valve on it. Push it down, don't tighten it up. High side will have a big Schrader valve on it, but a small hose. Low side is a fat hose, high side's a skinny hose. Open them up. Now we come over here to start the system. Hit the green button. Check oil drain level, adjust O-ring to the level, continue. Enter vacuum time. It can be 15 to 30 minutes. Standard is 30 minutes. That's why we're just doing a simulation right now. Perform leak test. What that means, it's going to put the system underneath the vacuum. It's going to suck everything out of all the lines and put it under negative pressure. Then underneath that negative pressure, you look at your gauges. Wherever they're sitting at is where you want them to stay at. While it's underneath that negative pressure, all the lines on the system will be underneath the negative pressure. You let it sit underneath that negative pressure for about 10 minutes. If it stays at where it was, like 225 and 405 and 445, and stays like that for 10 minutes, most likely you don't have a leak in your system. And it'd be a different problem if you're not getting proper cooling levels inside the truck. Now, once we've done the leak test, we would refill it with the proper amount of coolant. You'd enter how many ounces you have for the system. It'll tell you how many ounces you pulled out because there's a scale in the tank in the back. That's the tank. There's a scale underneath it. It tells you how full it is and how many ounces you pulled out, and that's how many ounces you know to put in. You'll get how many ounces you're supposed to have in it from the data plate or the owner's manual. You put in the ounces, say, clear that, 58 ounces, you'd hit continue. It would put 58 ounces back in the system. Once it's done filling it, you check your gauges. You would close these. If you don't close them and you leave them open, sometimes you'll hear a hiss coming out of there because you left them open. That's why you always have to close them. Close it. Pull it off. Make sure your hands are clear of the sides, because sometimes when you take it off, there can still be coolant in there, just inside of there, and it'll shoot out the sides. And if it gets into your skin, it'll contaminate you, and you'll most likely lose a finger, if not more, because you have to go straight to the hospital. Once you remove them, you put the little plastic caps back on the Schraders. Wrap everything back up. These little things here on the side is actually storage to protect your valves. You hook them back in. Once you've done that, you start the truck back up, turn the AC on. Well, while you're filling it, the truck should be running to get the AC to go through there better. You put a thermometer in one of these passenger side vents, because most likely the cab fan and the evaporator will be on this side, the passenger side. You put it in there. The outside temperature is around 90 or so. The inside temperature, hopefully if you've done everything right, would be around 50 inside the vent. And that is how you operate the system. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.